Hi guys. What's going on? I'm come back with the end of Fuse. You're free to play Fuse by yourself, during which you can quickly swap between characters to utilize their unique weapons, and fight groups of enemies. Certain aspects of playing alone turn out to be irritatingly cumbersome. Most of the time, switching to another character puts you in a compromised position, where you're out of range of the action, standing straight up in the middle of a firefight, or facing a wall, while a bunch of guys are shooting you in the back. Distributing skill points requires you to manually switch to the character in question, dig through the layers of menus to get to the skill tree, then back all the way out to the action, and perform the whole process over again. It's a case of a few little things that add up to a big annoyance after a while. Worse than those quirks, I just ended up feeling bored by the stretches of the campaign that I played through by myself. Aside from a few rudimentary climbing sequences, the entire game is one long linear sequence of large combat-oriented rooms laid out, with numerous cover points and walkways. Playing solo, I tended to just throw that thing at my feet when the fighting got intense, but playing the tougher last couple of missions with friends, I got to feel like I was taking on a useful healing role by aiming the beacon at teammates who were down so I could bring them back remotely and get back to the fighting. Playing with a team actually lets you flank enemies, which is good since what feels like roughly half of Fuse's enemies, from riot shield equipped infantry to big hulking robot suits, with vulnerable fuel tanks on their backs, need to be shot from behind. Solo, it's hard to get those enemies to face anyone but the character you're playing, but in co-op you can actually sort of kite enemies around and draw their ire, or aggro, if you like, so others can get back there and do maximum damage. I actually found 3 players to be a nice sweet spot, since you get plenty of intelligent tactical potential, but can still swap around a bit if you need to take on a different role for some reason. Co-op doesn't fully alleviate the tedium that sets in as you dump round after round into the especially resilient enemies later in the game, but it's a heck of a lot more interesting than plowing through it all alone. If you want more Fuse afterward, you can replay individual chapters to keep building up your agents. I didn't finish any one character's skill tree by the end of the story mode, and only bought 3 of the incredibly expensive team perks that increase your experience intake, give you more time before bleeding out, and so on. So there's still plenty of post-game leveling up to do, if that's your thing. The most rigorous fighting is to be had in Echelon, a wave-based survival mode with rotating objectives that you certainly want 4 good players for, if you're going to tackle it seriously. Bringing leveled up characters into this mode is a must, and you'll earn a bunch more experience for playing it. But Echelon is tough enough that it also exposes some of the most annoying things about the game's enemies, like the cloaked ones that are hard to see in a firefight, and will disable you the second they touch you. Fuse plays pretty well, but with smoother execution and a more cohesive identity, it would have an easier time standing out in a genre that, as this generation of consoles comes to a close, is wearing out its welcome more and more. At least the guns are cool, regardless of their confusing origins. Each has a tactical purpose tailored to different play styles, and when a coordinated co-op team uses them together, Fuse's standard stop-and-pop cover shooting graduates to a boisterous bit of strategic action. Dalton's protective McShield is a great piece of mobile cover for his teammates, and also acts as a shotgun with a barrel the size of a barn door. The verdict: this is a loud, chaotic, and fun bit of extraordinary violence in an otherwise light-hearted world, but it rarely achieves the greatness it strives for. If you can overlook the tonal inconsistencies, Fuse's shallow, familiar shooting can thrive. Success comes when the unacceptable teammate AI is replaced by a group of friends unleashing the awesome power of their alien-powered weaponry. Fuse is an all-or-nothing experience, though. Bring a full crew or don't waste your time. Done. I will put in description the first part of Fuse. I hope you enjoy the game. Tell me your opinion about this game. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to stay tuned. Have a nice day.